Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Soul and Grace podcast. And before I forget, cheers. Cheers to celebrating one whole year of Soul and Grace. Moving with Soul and Grace. One whole year loving on me, you, her, we. You know what I mean? Nobody else but us. If you're new to the program, I'm your host, Danielle. Hi. Welcome to the place where we celebrate only us. That sounds a little harsh, but we are on the journey to self over here. How y'all doing? Happy New Year. Hold on, let me check her. Now, let me just say, this has been a day of interesting events, recordings, and whatnot. And I hope that I know things are going how they should go. But welcome back, or welcome to today's episode is going to be a little bit different because we do have a little bit of a farewell, but a farewell to welcome new beginnings. Yeah, today I wanted to talk about something that's been I don't know, I've just been working on and deeply trying to figure out for Soul and Grace, and a couple of months ago I finally got that figured out, so I can't wait to share it with you all. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into the episode. Now, for today's episode, because we are changing some things up and the content is going to change, I want to change something about the intro of the show. No more gotta have it. Not that I'm doing completely away with it, but gotta have it will now turn into this, which I started to open off camera, but I was like, oh, somebody will want that. I don't know. Somebody would love that. But this is the self-love deck of cards by the same, it might not focus, but the same company that makes the game. We are not really strangers, and I really like that one. But I wanted something to kind of keep to stay along the lines of self-discovery and whatnot. So yeah, came across these and I was like, oh, these are perfect for Soul and Grace. They come with 3 deck of cards. The first level is past, second level is present, and the third is our future. I already opened our level 1. So our card for level 1, the question is, what do you no longer settle for? Which is such a great question. And for me, um right now, I no longer settle for temporary people or connections. It kind of tie into what our Gotta Have It was going to be about today, but I just kind of want to focus on what's to come with Soul and Grace. But yeah, I'm not okay with temporary things, places, or people. In the past episodes, we kind of been going over this, and I've been sharing my thoughts on it. But that's something I left in 2024, and it's something I plan to leave in 2024 as I grow and evolve. Because in true friendly form and fashion, I make new friends everywhere that I go, and I love that. But I'm tired of temporary connections, and by temporary I mean I just realized there are a lot of people that I've connected with or I met, and I haven't we haven't acted on, further connecting. And you know how women get in the bathrooms and we see a pretty girl or something or whatever, we exchange socials or whatever. I am kind of tired of just seeing people on social media. I have recognized just recently, while I do like my space, I need to build my family for real, because that's how I always say that. I tell everyone that you my family until you give me a reason not to, but it's rarely reciprocated. And then I started thinking even then too, because you start reflecting on who's in your life. Like, how many times people been to my house? Like, I've been able to care for them or something, because that's like a love language of mine as a true Cancer and nurturer and all of the things. But I recognize that I would prefer if I had more friends who just felt comfortable with using their open door policy when it came to me, because yeah, we don't have to just hang out when we, or like have specific plans, but we can work, we can, you can come over, we can work, we can chill. You're gonna get a 3-course meal. Y'all know I love to cook and do all of the things. But yeah, that is very important to me, especially as a transplant. So I kind of, I mean, not that I kind of, because I've been reflecting on this since last year, but like, I really just, you know finding my groove with honoring the fact that I recognize that's what I need. That's what I'm gonna thrive off of, and that's what I have from my other friends. They just don't live here, and I have a ton of friends. This is not directed to my friends, but it's more so directed to, like, if we've been Instagram friends, Twitter, like social media friends for a while, and you constantly interact with me on there, but we haven't gotten to know each other for real or had like a real interaction. Why is you here? That's kind of how I feel. And I don't regret that. And it also is something that, again, I'm working on for myself. So while I have a lot of things to take care of and I'm responsible for this year, I still want to make sure that I have my family. Like, one of the biggest things I want to work on this year is just being able to have like a day of like some type of family and friends dinner of some sort. um but of course, it's like I gotta, have a bigger community of people that feel like I'm worth that time and love. And yeah, they have it in there. They got the time and everything too, because I do understand we are all adults and things be going on and situations. But yeah, I'm just kind of done with that. I am done because I can't go for that. Not anymore. It's just draining, and I think it just leaves you feeling a little bit lonelier. Because I do enjoy doing things with people, but I'm really starting to think, like, I mean, the only way you get to build relationships and get to know people better, um especially so you don't build up false ideas and just things about them or whatever, you need to interact with them more on a personal level. And I think I show up and show out for people for sure. Even if I don't see you every day, you let me know you got an event, I can show up and show out for you. But I do recognize that, while for me, because I be having stuff going on, that hasn't been a big thing for me. But 2025, I want it to be a bigger thing for me, because when I do get the like urge to host something, or it's not even host something, it's more so like to have a cookout or something. It's like, that's what part of adulthood that I've always have looked forward to. And I do a lot of good hosting for some of my people, but I would love to do it more this year in 2025. So yeah, um this deck, I'm trying to think. I can't really remember the price of the deck, but definitely check it out. Also, check out We're Not Really Strangers, because that is a really good game, and I love playing it in person. I like to play it with people via text too. Shit, I don't know. I just like it. So I really like that brand. We're Not Really Strangers. So yeah, check it out. Self Love is this deck, and then they have We're Not Really Strangers, and I think they got like 2 versions of that. Definitely check it out though. Mm-mm-mm. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into Soul Search a little bit. Like I said, today's episode is going to be a little different because we're kind of catching up. I definitely been catching up. We're 2 weeks into the month, into the new year, and mostly my time has been spent getting ready for, or like just prepping, getting my house in order. I thought I had it in order prior to leaving, but no. There's always something: decluttering, more deep cleaning, more me time, a lot of reflecting, a lot of journaling, as I reflect on what I had last year and what more I want. And I guess the last few weeks I've just been kind of reflecting more on what I would like to provide, and what I would like for the relationships that I am seeking to provide to me. I won't go too much into depth about that, but it is time for us to discuss the changes that are coming to Southern Grace. Now, if I'm being completely honest, finding the direction of this show has not been the easiest journey. Um, at first, I thought I wanted it to be like a podcast for moms, or the second podcast for doulas, the third, just to shoot this podcast for women to just yap and talk about nonsense. But that is, none of the three are truly my character. Not even a mom and doula, and I do those things. Like, those are my other careers, quite honestly. A few of the others, if I will, but it's so interesting to watch this whole thing play out and come to fruition, and just be like, hey, look at where I'm at now, right? So I knew I wanted it to be these things, but I went differently, and I went with what felt right on my soul, and spirit at the time. I'm not even saying that to be trendy, because it was literally that, and what was very relevant to my life at that moment was making sure I didn't get lost in the sauce in motherhood, and just all the changes that were coming with that. Because yeah, I'm pretty cool, pretty cool before you add those things to it. Not that they are not cool, but I'm just saying, like, not only am I a cool person, I'm a cool mom and a cool doula, you know what I mean? And a cool herbalist and a cool, like all of these things. I'm more than that. So, but for me, all of those things relate back to kind of like self-discovery, knowing myself, trusting myself. Beyond that, getting here was not easy. Thank God for breakthroughs, because a couple of months ago, like this past summer, I realized, after looking back in like my Snapchat, while I'm not active on there, it reminded me, or it didn't remind me of anything. It made it, or brought to my attention, that I've been on a wellness journey for 9 years. 9 whole years. And the whole time, or like the past year, I kind of been questioning, am I qualified enough? And what's crazy is, like, technically I am. And not even technically, I am. From the to the extent of, like, a lot of times you got to look at experience from, like, what people, like, their knowledge, and what are they actively practicing. And I actively practice wellness, and I had no idea that I've been doing it for 9 years. It's just been not disguised, but like, it's been there in different forms, in different ways. In 2015, 2016, that's when I found out about Dr. Sebi through my mom, and I did that stuff with her, and did the cleanses, and did the plant-based thing for 3 years, and all of those things. But really, looking back, I wasn't looking at it like that. I just knew, like, hey, so this man has presented some thoughts and ideas and some information. Is this legit? And then I try it, and it works. And then it just helped me sustain my body for what I was doing at that, like what I was doing at that time, and just doing that. But since then, I've all the things that are under or describe wellness, I've been that. And it's so crazy to look back and realize, like, it's been here the whole time. I just didn't know what to call it. A few months ago, like, I was doing it, just came across my mind, like, maybe I should get, go back to school for nutrition or something, or, well, wellness, whatever it is. Maybe I need to get the certifications. And upon actual research, well, you don't certifications and stuff are great for it. The best you could do is get a degree. It takes time, but you can actually, if you're not trying to consider yourself a dietitian, you can practice nutrition. It's like, great. But while now I'm enrolled for college for it, which is great. Woo, 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 woo. But, oh my God. I want to spit it on myself. Jumping out my glass. It's like, the information is there. I have plenty of books, and that's the one thing. If you can't afford the school or certifications or anything for it, the knowledge is free through the books, and a lot of that stuff is there. You just have to go look for it. It probably won't be textbook form, but where do you think they're getting all the information for the textbooks form or from? It's just been a very, very exciting thing, because it's like, man, I'm telling you, I was really wondering what do I do? What do I turn it into? What do I turn it into? I see the little growth. I see what is possible. I see what can be. There are plenty of wellness gurus, but I don't think there is a me. And I mean that in the sense of, I mostly want nothing from my audience and my community. I want nothing from y'all. I just want to share the information. But do understand, like, with what I share, you're going to need to do your research. You're going to have to fact check. You're going to have to dive deeper, because this is only an hour or 90 minutes of something. I give you links, I do that, but you're going to have to dive deeper into more of what we discuss in the future, and even the topics that we've talked about now. I tell you guys that all the time. I don't leave the links in the description box for no reason. Okay, I don't leave them there for no reason. Oh, look at my let me set up, knocking stuff over. But I don't leave that stuff there for no reason. I do a little of the behind the scenes, because I see that people can't read. They don't listen either, really, if you think about it, but you got to do a little bit of the work. You got to. So now that you know that we are going to be leaning more towards wellness and things like that when it comes to our self-discovery journey, and just all the things of mindfulness and wellness, what does that look like? So it'll be more content, more educational content in a way, but still very much on a homegirl to homegirl conversation level. As we await the departure of TikTok, that was the one app that I actually was taking my time with. Y'all know I break up with Instagram every other week. I don't want nothing to do with him, really, but that's what we keep going back to, and it's just been around for a long time, and we got a very crazy, strange relationship, me and Instagram. We do. And I should just put him on child support for all the stress with being shadow banned and all of the things, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. But yeah, so we'll do that. A lot of mental health, more nutritional stuff, recipes, cookbooks, just all the things wellness. I look forward to collaborating with more Black and brown healers and therapists, and just everything else, anyone in the wellness realm that looks like me. I want to connect and chat with you. We have something to offer each other when it comes to our platforms, and yeah, I'm just ready for that. A lot of things, self-care, as you know. Again, I just, in the past, because of how I've been perceived, I do recognize, and I've been reflecting on how I'm perceived plays a part in how I create. And because of my interactions with a lot of people, I'm kind of just like to the point where I'm like, I know that I cannot control how I'm perceived. And if people cannot ask me, if people can only see my work and just think about the monetary value of things, that's not the person that I want to connect with or consider a friend, family, community, anything like that. When people look at my work, I want them to admire the work and then ask me what inspired the work. What did it take for that work to be, like what was the inspiration for this to come alive? Not, I don't know, people just be focusing on the wrong things. And I speak about how people have always perceived me, because I sound white. I really don't know. I'm just saying what people say. It has always taken people time to like actually get to know me and be around me, to like me. And I don't even be knowing they got a problem till they say something, quite honestly, because that's how much of a wanderlust I am in my own world. And I truly am who I am. I show up as who I present myself to be. So I never really think that people are questioning it, especially because a lot of times people just, they just act like it's not a, I never know it's an issue, but they act like it's not an issue. So, um, but yeah, because people have brought those things to my attention, I recognize it has affected my creativity. And it's like, I can't have that if I'm trying to grow something. Okay. Um, I can't fit a big picture into a small anything. Honestly, I can't. I really can't. What I'm really plan to like master in 2025 is just like leaving people where they are as soon as they show me that they can't fit in that big picture. And it's not bad. It's not it's not, this is a great thing. This is really a great thing because those things affect us in so many ways. And people, think of all the things it took for you to get where you are right now. Think of all the work you put in to get to who you are right now. I'm going to deny myself of the work, that I did, based off of how you see me or see the things that I create, or because you don't see them as art. And that's kind of like, that's just silly, and that's silly on my part, but that's really what had been happening, or that is really something that I was struggling with this past year. And it's like, I don't know why, because those are the things that got me, being creative is what got me here to this space. Being a creative is what got me here to this space, to this state, to, just literally this state, y'all, literally to this state. Overall, that's just one of the things. I can't do nothing about how someone perceives me when I know that I am walking in a purpose. I'm being purposeful with them. Um, yeah, that's not for me to worry about. I'm being purposeful with what I present. I can't worry about that. And I'm done letting it affect my creativity, especially now that I have like my mind wrapped around completely what I want for not only the podcast, but again, the brand, Soul and Grace. I want this podcast to be your go-to space. Yeah, your go-to space for support and inspiration. Second, I want this to be a space of real community. We doing all right because I can see the numbers behind the scenes, but we'll do better if we bring, put forth the community. Make sure y'all are always liking the content, sharing the content, and subscribing to the content that is put out for you. But I do look forward with building more community, and as more things become available, as I make them available over the next couple of months in a year, I don't doubt that would happen. I really don't doubt that would happen at all. I'm committed to building a space where we can connect with more women on a deeper level. I know that while I try not to dive too deep into things, because we know that the world is crazy right now, there's always a little bit more peace we can bring into our lives for ourselves. It's not a trip or whatever else all the time. Maybe it's just opening your Discord to our Southern Grace community or something at some point. I don't know. But yeah, this is more than just a podcast, you know. Um, it's gonna be a space for voices, for my voice, for your voice, for other voices in the wellness space, and we're gonna make it do what it do. I didn't want to leave you guys the loop, you know. I didn't want to leave y'all out the loop because it's not gonna be a major change, but it'll definitely be a little change. I'm not really after the hmm. I am not really after like a guru type of title. Like I'm not looking for that at all. But maybe someone in the self-discovery, self-help realm, maybe. A trusted source, yes. A guru, absolutely not. We put too much trust in the gurus. And quite honestly, you can be your own guru for your own life, your own. Like at some point, you have to become the goddess of your dreams, not look at it or king, you know, goddess, God, whoever you're trying to be, you know, whatever. But at some point, you have to determine what that looks like for you. And then for in my case, I've been trying to figure out what that looks like for my brand. I know it's in the wellness realm. I know I belong there, and I know and now have the confidence in the fact like outside of having some big degree behind it, you've been doing it. You've been doing it, so why stop? If you follow me on any personal social medias, you know I I throw down. That's all I'm gonna say. I throw down. Sometimes there's no point in going to a restaurant because I'd be disappointed that it don't. I could have cooked this at my house sometimes, but yeah, you know, I know the dream is big. I appreciate y'all for tagging along on the dream and really actually tuning into the show because that's dope. You hear about a lot of podcasters. Like, I'm not saying I got thousands of subscribers, but and some of y'all, and y'all are in some interesting places too. Like America is my top. The other places I'm hearing, Germany, all of these things is like, hell yeah. You know what? Hell yeah. I like that. I like that. And honestly, I hope you guys feel the passion and purpose in every episode moving forward because I put my heart and soul into this. Okay, I put my heart and soul into this, and will continue to put my heart and soul into it. I really do, and there's really just like no more. It wasn't even self-doubt. It was mostly being worried about how the brand would be perceived, but I can't worry about how people perceive something that I actively live by. What can they say? What can you say to me? If I actively live this life, what could you say? Because it'll be different if I was like just getting online and talking about something I didn't know, didn't try out, just trying to sell people a dollar out of 15 cents. I'm not trying to do that at all. I'm sharing real information, real resources. This is so real. I don't know if you can actually listen to, you probably could, but I am somebody that I can say like I am the same way online and offline. Um which is like a mixture of introvert and extrovert, but I'm very extroverted and I'm like that on and offline. I love that about myself as well. So my promise to you is that I will keep showing up. We after this episode, we are not having a week where there's not a visual episode uploaded for you to seek out. Okay? I'll keep creating content that inspires, motivates, and challenges both of us, you and me, to be the best versions or to become, because we are becoming the best versions of ourselves. And you never get to a point where it's like, oh, I'm the best, let me stop. No, you just keep getting better and better and better and better, just like wine. Like, the older I get, I recognize that, because, like, yeah, especially someone of, 6 months away from being 30. While I'm not afraid of 30, like, I just can't wait to see what else I learned. I've learned a lot being 29 so far, even more. But I can't wait to learn to apply what I've learned to 30. Really. That's really what it is. I cannot wait to apply what I've learned to 30, cuz applying what I've learned now and what I'm still learning has been very interesting, but it has also pushed me to a point to like it has pushed me to a point of feeling confident in my desires and wants and needs and shit that I, want to pursue. And it has also showed me that nothing else really matters. And we all have that moment in our own ways at some point, but I really recognize that now. Like, I recognized it before, and I have my areas where I'm truly just like, can't be bothered, can't be reached when it comes to these topics. But I don't know, right now I just feel really good. It's not even because of 2025, but just like the last couple of months have been very affirming. Very, very affirming. Very, very affirming. God. I tell you guys all the time that, like, this is not just my journey, this is our journey. While we might be experiencing it on different fields, we're on this journey together, okay? Soul and Grace is as much about you as it is about me. So I want to hear from y'all. What topics and things do you want to hear as we walk into this new found space and direction for Soul and Grace? I can tell y'all right now, we already got some stuff coming out. So while you won't see your topic mentioned or discussed right away, down the line it's probably gonna pop up. So yeah, your voice matters. I'm here to listen. So y'all can always email me or hit the comments. Get in those comments anywhere. DM me somewhere and tell me what you think, what you want to see. Yeah. I had this whole idea of like, oh, I'm gonna tell y'all about Chicago and stuff, but overall it was a great trip, and it just kind of tied the summary of it all is like I've just had a lot of affirming experiences. I've had so many great affirming experiences the past couple of months, and walking into like January. Yeah. I am at dinner my first night in Chicago, and I don't know if y'all know who Rick Bayless is. If you grew up like me, you know, bootleg cable sometime, and if that wasn't working, that mean network TV it is. And you were on PBS and you love cooking. Growing up, I used to watch Rick Bayless. If you know who that is, he's amazing, and he is from Chicago native, and he has 2 restaurants there. I am at Frontier Grill at the bar enjoying my champagne margarita. It was delicious, yes. The food, amazing, amazing. Y'all, why was this man sitting at the bar with me, next to me? I didn't even realize it. When I say it's not even I love him. I love what he represents, the business and stuff that he's grown, and just everything that comes with it is so awesome. Frontier Grill, all this stuff. Like, I love a good chef story. I just love a good culinary come up. Like, I love it, love it, love it. I've never worked in hospitality at all, actually. At all, actually. But I love cooking and all of those things. But when I say that was like oh, Oh, because not only I'm sitting up, I had two champagne margaritas. Those were so good. Champagne margaritas. I had this. I tried a aguachiles. If you like seafood and you like what is it, ceviche, you want like that. But so I had that, and then what else did I have? I had like this plant-based dish of like tamales and corn and like it was so excuse me, it was so good and it was so great. But do y'all know how amazing it was to like be in the middle of my meal and be like, oh, I'm sitting up here talking to the bartender like, this is amazing. I just yapping it up, and here you are. That was definitely a highlight. Like Chicago was amazing, but that was, who knows, like Soul and Grace is, man, Soul and back in the day, when I say back in the day, 2020, I thought I was gonna be a food something after I realized how much work it was, but I created Heard You Vegan, which was like my plant-based channel, blah blah blah. Whole time, here I am, 5 years later, I can still repurpose that content. The recipes I'm still eating the same stuff. It's still amazing. It's still alkaline meals, like all of these things. But seeing that man's just like, I don't know if he actually even still have a cooking show, but his shows are repeatedly like on repeat on PBS. So I know he getting some type of residuals from that. I know he's loving it. It's like, oh, just to think like, if I just consistently share my recipes and just shit, my wellness, everything, it's just like just seeing what that can get me. I could be sitting at my own space enjoying my wellness community with the community that I built from scratch. From scratch. That's really all that was like. Wow. Wow. It was really truly amazing. But that's all I want to just highlight from that. Like I said, let me know what you guys want to hear, see. Coming up this following year, I'm super excited to start this new chapter of Soul and Grace because, yeah, I've been about it. Oh my God, I've been about it. It's so freaking exciting. But before I wrap up, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Thank you for giving me gross. I mean, God, gross. God. I can't wait till y'all give me some gross, okay? Yeah, let's manifest that one. Cheers to that. But thanks for allowing me grace while you guys didn't know, like, I'm figuring it out. Well, there was a lot of busyness going on too, but just like allowing me grace to grow this channel, or this podcast, and just this community, and just, yeah. The first year was great, but this next year is going to be even better because I get to see more things come to life with my brand. And that'll be amazing. It really will. Yeah. And thank you for believing in what Soul and Grace is and will be and can be in and whatever it is bringing to you. I'm super excited for what's ahead. I truly am. And I can't wait to share it all with you. All right. That's all for today. Remember to give yourself grace this week. We actually be doing a lot better than we think we are. And that brings me to just something else that's been coming across my mind. In the moment that you start thinking you didn't do enough for the day, just take a moment to write down what you did do today. Because we really do sorry for saying do. I just wanted to say that and be silly, but we actually get a lot of more things done than we give ourselves credit to have done for the day. So yeah, you're doing better than you think. You're exactly where you need to be. It's going exactly at the pace that you need. And you gotta trust that every single time. I say that for myself. You just gotta trust it every single time. Because you just never know where it's gonna where you just never know what things will become and grow to be. Anyways, until next time, take care of yourself. Have a great night, morning, rising queen, or have a great weekend. I will see you next week. Bye. La 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 la, wait till I get my money right. Then you can't tell me nothing like. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Suicide doors. This is my life, baby. You decide yours. Alright then. Holla then. Nah, 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 nah. It's like get my money right. Do you can't tell me nothing like